Is your golden years marriage, the one you've built over decades, heading for a silent implosion? For millions of American seniors, particularly those of us in the baby boomer generation and beyond, the dream of companionable, joyful later years is being eroded by a quiet crisis. This crisis is often felt most acutely by wives, leading them to emotionally withdraw after a lifetime together. This isn't about sudden betrayals. It's about the slow accumulation of unmet needs, unheard pleas, and the dawning realization that time is too precious to spend in an unfulfilling existence. Before you dismiss this as someone else's story, stay with me. As a long-time researcher of later life marital dynamics in America, I'm here to dissect the often unspoken reasons why so many wives emotionally check out. More importantly, we'll explore if your relationship, even now, can find its way back to connection and joy. What I'm about to share might be uncomfortable. It might even be painful. But it could be the most important understanding you gain about your marriage today. Many believe that if a marriage lasts into the senior years, it's inherently strong. The landscape of relationships in later life, however, is complex, shaped by decades of shared history, societal shifts, and profound personal changes. For women of the boomer generation who came of age during significant social upheaval and shifting gender role expectations, patterns established early in marriage can lead to a breaking point later in life. It's rarely a simple case of falling out of love. More often, it's a wife's painful awakening to what love should feel like, what partnership truly entails. It's a courageous, if quiet, refusal to settle for less in the finite time she has left. Today, we're not just listing problems. We're seeking understanding and unearthing pathways to potential healing. Let's delve into the core reasons for this emotional distancing. First, there is the crushing, often invisible, weight of decades of emotional labor. For years, many American women have been the primary emotional caretakers of their families and marriages. They remembered birthdays, planned gatherings, managed children's schedules, soothed egos, and maintained social connections, often while juggling careers. This invisible work, rarely acknowledged and almost never equally shared, takes an enormous toll. As they reach their senior years, profound exhaustion sets in. This is coupled with the stark realization that their husbands often remained blissfully unaware of this Herculean, one-sided effort. She starts to feel less like a partner and more like the unthanked manager of a life he simply inhabits, leading to deep resentment. Second is the silence that slowly, painfully, replaces genuine connection when meaningful communication dies. In early marriage, conversations were likely filled with curiosity, shared dreams, and deep interest in each other's inner worlds. Over time, for many couples, husbands may have stopped engaging in these deep dialogues. Communication devolves into the purely transactional, discussions about bills, repairs, or grandchildren. Or worse, it dwindles into an isolating silence. A woman, at any age, craves emotional intimacy, the feeling of being truly seen, heard, and understood. When that vital channel closes, when she feels her thoughts and feelings no longer truly matter, she feels unseen and unappreciated. Third, there's the unending treadmill, the relentless burden of housework, perceived inequity, and the resentment it breeds. Studies in America consistently show that women, even those who worked full-time, continue to shoulder most household chores. This pattern often doesn't change, and can even worsen, after retirement. By their senior years, many women are simply bone-tired of being the default cleaner and cook. What began as minor annoyances, dirty dishes, unaddressed laundry, accumulates, hardening into deep resentment. The unspoken question lingers, why am I still responsible for everything? This is about fairness, respect, and true partnership. Fourth, we often see divergent paths of personal growth when she evolves and he remains static. American culture values lifelong learning and self-actualization. As women age, many seek new avenues for growth, travel, new skills, community engagement. If her husband shows no interest in evolving alongside her, if he seems content in a stagnant routine, she can feel profoundly stuck. She may feel she is outgrowing the marriage. This isn't about leaving him behind, but a desire for a partner who supports her journey. The emotional and intellectual gap can widen. Fifth is the often unspoken sorrow of more than just touch, the fading of both physical and true emotional intimacy. Intimacy in long-term marriage, especially later in life, is far more than sex. It's about feeling emotionally connected, understood, desired, and cherished. It's the shared glance, the comforting touch, feeling like a priority. Over time, many couples allow this vital spark to diminish. For a woman, this loss can feel devastating, often interpreted as a sign that love itself, or her husband's desire for her, is fading. If she no longer feels truly seen and desired, she may emotionally detach. Sixth, there's retirement's double-edged sword, shattered dreams, and the burden of suffocating proximity. Retirement in America is often idealized as the golden chapter. Yet for many couples, it becomes a source of unexpected tension. Suddenly, they spend all their time together, and many men, identities tied to careers, struggle to adjust. They may enter retirement with no clear plan or engaging hobbies. Unfortunately, the wife often becomes his entertainment committee. He may expect her to fill his time, just as she anticipated her own freedom. This can be overwhelming and feel suffocating. Instead of peace, retirement can feel like a trap, eroding her love. Seventh is the agony of invisibility, when being unheard and unappreciated becomes the painful norm. One of the most devastating experiences isn't loud conflict. It's the quiet pain of feeling invisible. Many women, after decades as the family's emotional backbone, feel their voice no longer matters. They express concerns, share feelings, try to engage, but their words meet disinterest. A wife needs to feel heard, to know her thoughts and feelings still matter. When that validation ceases, she begins to emotionally withdraw. Once that door closes, it's incredibly hard to reopen. Eighth, there's the stark realization that the clock is ticking. Life is short, and I deserve more than this existence. As people age, witness friends pass, the finite nature of time becomes apparent. This clarity prompts a profound reevaluation of life, especially for women who deferred their own needs. She asks, am I truly happy? Do I feel loved? Is this how I want to spend my remaining years? If answers are negative, she may withdraw, not from anger, but self-preservation. Many American women valuing fulfillment stop fighting or begging. They focus on their own well-being. If their husband doesn't meet them halfway, they detach. Finally, let's acknowledge the hidden burden, the often unspoken toll of later life caregiving. As health challenges arise, wives often become primary caregivers. This role, frequently assumed without support, adds immense physical and emotional stress. She may juggle medical routines and personal care, while her own health declines. If sacrifices go unacknowledged, if she receives little support, feelings of depletion can be overwhelming. This erodes the foundations of partnership. These are difficult truths. But does it have to be this way? Is emotional distance inevitable? No. Love, in its mature form, is a choice, a series of ongoing actions. Just as it can fade through neglect, it can be intentionally reignited. So, what can be done? How can American couples navigate these dynamics? First, it begins with courageous conversations, the kind you may have avoided. This isn't about blame. It's about expressing unmet needs and unheard feelings. It requires one to initiate, the other to truly listen with an open heart. For many couples, navigating these issues alone is too daunting. This is where professional guidance is invaluable. Consider a relationship checkup with a therapist specializing in later life couples. AARP or senior centers may offer resources. This isn't failure, but a mark of courage. It's also vital to consciously renegotiate roles and expectations, especially with retirement or health changes. What does partnership mean now? Sit down together and create a new blueprint for this chapter. Discuss household responsibilities and balancing together time with individual pursuits. Actively work to rediscover each other and create new, shared joys. Instead of stale routines, make a pact to explore one new interest or activity together each month. It could be a new restaurant, a local class, volunteering, or a small trip. These shared experiences rekindle connection. Crucially, for husbands watching this, your active, engaged role is non-negotiable for healing. Truly listen to your wife, validate her feelings, step up to willingly, proactively share burdens, emotional, household, and caregiving. Show her, through consistent actions, that you see her and value her. For wives feeling disconnected, this journey may involve finding your voice again. Clearly, calmly, assertively, articulate your needs and boundaries. Be open to change if your partner shows genuine, sustained effort. The goal isn't to turn back the clock, but to write a new, fulfilling chapter together. This new chapter should be based on renewed understanding, mutual respect, and shared commitment. The power to reshape your later life marriage lies in small, intentional choices, starting today. If this resonated, don't let these insights fade. Take one step. Perhaps it's initiating that courageous conversation or researching local counselors. Or maybe it's asking your partner tonight, how are we really doing? And what can I do? If you know someone navigating these silent struggles, please share this with them. Validation can be the first step towards change. What's one takeaway you plan to reflect on or act upon? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments. Your wisdom enriches us all. Love in later years isn't lost with age. It's lost when we stop actively nurturing it. It's lost when we stop seeing and valuing the incredible individual we share our life with. It's never too late to start choosing connection, choosing understanding, and most importantly, choosing each other every single day. Thank you for watching.